looking at these things right now, and we'll have our views.
Senator, if I may, that's why I've come back to focus on the evidentiary base. Senator, if I can just make a reference to a point raised by Senator Gallagher too. I've recently written to the police commissioners in every state and territory to see whether we can establish a dialogue on how jurisdictions are dealing with remotely piloted aircraft in their respective jurisdictions, because we have a regulatory framework and there are a range of other things that we know are going on, and we need to see whether we can have a meeting of the minds. So that's something that we've done in answer to your question. It may not flow down to the instructions in the backyard, but it's a start.
Chair, if I may, because I'm really, we have a saying in the trucking industry is start taking the pee, and I feel like someone's taking the pee out of me. But anyway, back on 10th of October 2016, the Minister announced that Civil Aviation Safety Authority would oversee a review of aviation safety regulation in relation to operation of the drones, correct?
That is correct, Senator.
As we heard earlier on from Mr Wolfe, that you're still doing the review?
Senator, we haven't started the review.
No, that's right. Okay. So if anyone wanted to contribute to it, how the heck do they contribute? There's nothing on your website?
Pardon? Sorry, Senator, I missed that question.
If anyone wanted to contribute to this review, like submissions and their thoughts and theories, how do they do it? There's nothing on your website. Who's driving this?
When we establish the terms of, and agree the terms of reference which are being developed now, there will be that opportunity. Let me put this into context, if I may. That was the first day I started in CASA. I remember it well. 10th of October. The Minister made that announcement. A few weeks after that, this committee determined that it was going to undertake its own inquiry, which was going to be completed, I think, by April of this year.
No chance. We've got so much more to do.
But that point was then early in the new year, if I recall. This committee determined that the committee was going to defer its findings until December.
At this stage, couldn't be longer.
It could be longer. So as a consequence, the longer we go in terms of gathering evidence on what is occurring in that drone space since the change in regulations in September, the better position we will be in to evaluate the evidence and the safety case and provide both advice to government and hopefully advice back into this committee process as well. So I acknowledge completely that we haven't commenced this work. We are working on the terms of reference now, and it will commence shortly. But it was a conscious decision not to do so.
It will commence shortly. Why will it commence shortly? Because you've just said you're not going to do it because we're doing our work. We could be going to December. Because we might be going longer. Well, how do I believe that?
But Senator, your inquiry, if I may, has been deferred until December, I understand?
At this stage.
Okay, so we're moving into the second half of the year. We need to establish the terms of reference. It will take us a couple of months to do that, to actually converge, to do the review and converge with the end of your inquiry. We're not, I've got a 100% commitment, Senator. The Minister told us to undertake an inquiry, and that's exactly what we'll do. Well,
let me help you out, Mr Carmody, for your information. You see, this is my take on it. CASA was going to water down the regulations to make it easier. If it hadn't been for this committee, it would have just gone, hopefully, it would have just sailed through nice and quietly.
Senator,
and I reckon this is just a yank on the chain. Oh my goodness me, the Minister's come to you guys because you have, it's incredible power that CASA has over ministers. You must have some fairy dust you sprinkle on them because they all believe every word that you say.
Senator,
now the Minister's been put, I'm going to give you a chance, the Minister got put under the pump, so he says, all right, Minister, we'll do an inquiry, she'll be right, go and announce it. You haven't even done the terms of reference and you're going to try and tell us it's going to be done in a couple of months. I've got no faith in you.
Well, Senator, the inquiry will be undertaken. We said it was going to be undertaken. It will be undertaken.
Yeah. You said back on 10th of October too. I think
Senator, I didn't say that then.
No, you didn't, but CASA did. Well, they got the Minister to say. You got the Minister to say it.
The Minister announced the inquiry on the 10th.
The fairy dust was working well. Still working well. Let me just put this here very quickly through you, Chair, if I may. I've got an article here from the New Zealand Herald on the 23rd of May. Fancy that today. Anyway, they're talking. They've interviewed the. It's a good segue because Senator Fawcett would know this mob, I assume. It's the New Zealand Airline Pilots Association. You see, they're really concerned. And they're saying, and I'm quoting them, our current methods, the CAA and AirShare websites and brochures we've come with RPA Export and New Zealand retail outlets are not reaching enough RPAS users. So they're obviously in front of us. They've done this. I don't know how long they've been doing it. It goes on to say, the New Zealand Airline Pilots Association says urgent actions needed. That's the pilots, not shiny bums sitting in committee hearings being senators or bureaucrats, all right? But then it goes down here to a paragraph. And this is what the Pilots Association say. Currently, they, being the bureaucrats or the government, offer little or the regulations, offer little or no protection to either other RPS users or the public. As in Australia, they are woefully inadequate. They neither accurately identify current or emerging risks, nor offer a sound framework for the safe operation of these devices. What do the Kiwis know that we don't?
Senator, I couldn't answer that question except to say that's their opinion.
There you go.
They're entitled to an opinion.
I've got one leading question.